Here's a question for you. This may be a taboo question. Maybe I'm being disrespectful for even contemplating it. But will Elaine Thompson-Herah ever run as fast as she ran in 2021? Again.
That's a pretty high bar. I mean, I don't think it's not a disrespectful question to ask because she ran 10:54. So it's basically you're asking, is she gonna break the world record? Because there's not much room
Okay, I'm
between the
gonna
two. I guess she could weave it in
maybe
between and run a 10:5 over a 10:5.
will she run like 10:59 again?
I tend to say no. Like I would say no. But then again, it's like you asked me, will Sydney ever run as fast as she did in Tokyo? I would have said no, and she
True.
did by a huge margin. Will Warholm ever? Will anybody in this era of men's Formula hurdling run faster than Warholm?
Do
I
you
mean,
think
no,
Elaine
but
Tom
Dos Santos on Saturday could break the world record, and is anybody going to be surprised?
do you think Elaine Thompson-Herah will ever win a global gold again?
A global gold, Olympics or World
Individually.
Championships? Well, Olympics are her jam. World Championships haven't worked out that well for her, and we have a World Championships. Yeah, I think I think she will win a global gold, but I think her PB in the 100 will stay at 10:54. How about that?
I'm going to go with she will never win a global individual gold again. I think she'll win medals, but I don't think she's ever going to win gold again.
Well, she's younger than Shelly Ann. There's Sharika, who's there, but then there definitely is a gap, wouldn't you say, between that trio and everybody else?
There's a gap, but
So
there's
I,
going to be new people that come up that,
yeah, yeah, but
that
you're
we're not
talking
thinking
about
about.
23. You're talking about 2023, 24, 25.
Yeah.
There's a 3-year
That's the
stretch
only,
here
yeah. So,
where she'll have 6 opportunities. You're talking about individual events, of course. So
yes.
she'll have 6 opportunities in the 1 and the 2 to get it. I think she'll get at least 1 during that time. Don't know what
Does
the
she have
event
six?
will
I feel
be.
like she really only has three opportunities because she ain't winning the 200 now. 200 is just too good.
Well, she's been pretty good at the 200 too.
I know, but like,
You-
yeah, last year. But
you-
like, you
it
look at
was
the
literally a
200,
year ago. She ran 21:53. Yeah. Jackson is
but
in
then
front of her in the 200, and Jackson's
you
in
have
front of her in the 100.
Boma is
But
going to be
it's
added to the list. You have Gabby Thomas is going to be added to the list. All the other women who ran this year well are continuing to be on the list. Like, it's only getting the 200's harder than the 100 right now, depth wise. I really think she only
right.
has three opportunities. I don't think she's winning gold in the 200 for sure. If anything, it's going to be in 100, and it's going to be in 100 where Shelly Ann says, I don't want to run. So, like, I don't know.
I think you're forgetting how quickly this stuff changes. Last year we said the exact opposite because it was Elaine who was winning all the gold medals, and then it was Elaine post Olympics who was running 10:5. So this thing could swing back really quickly. So I think she's going to get a gold. I just don't think we're going to see the conditions line up perfectly and the meet set itself up perfectly for a 10:54 again, but I think she'll win another
Okay.
global gold. Not much
I'm
has
going
to
to
change. She's
I'm
already
going to set
in the
the
mix. She's not out of it.
over under global golds for Elaine Thompson-Herah 1.5.
Mm. Well, you should have said it at 0.5 because you said no. She's
No,
not going to
because
get
if I
any.
did 0.5, you would just say it over, and then like the conversation's
I'm
over.
still going
I
to
want
go
to.
over. I'm
You
still
think
going to
she's
go
gonna get
over.
two, at least two?
I'm
She's gonna get two more.
I'm yeah. Yeah. How old?
I'll make
She's
that bet
not
with you.
1.5. She's 30 years old. Yeah. I'll say over 1.5.
I'm taking
Book
the
it.
under. I'm taking the under.
Book
What does
it.
the chat think? What does the
See?
chat think?
Well, all in the game says beware of recency bias, Gordon. Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Tampa Eagle says under. Anthony says Tamar Davis will be the spoiler. Uh, AMM says, I do think Shelly repeats next year, though. She'll have the bye again. AJT says, to be honest, I don't get the point of this question. LOL. I don't know if he's talking about your question. Colleen says it'll be from Jamaica again. Well, yeah. Zen says, don't with the bad takes again. There will be a new song. Listen, we're just trying to predict what's going to happen. It's not a
Yeah,
bad question to ask.
I think she was the
Yeah.
fastest woman in the world last year. No ifs, ands, or
I know.
buts.
That's
You have to look at what happened in 2022 and be like, I kind of didn't see it being like this. I didn't see her getting 0 golds in 2022. Kind of not being in it in the 200.
but that's literally what happened in
Commonwealth.
2019. That's literally what happened in 2019. We've seen this movie before, and then she bounces back.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying there is recency bias. Or as Tiara says, dude, you switch up so quickly. LOL. Be patient in your predictions. You don't have to always make hot takes. LMAO. I agree.
He's the Stephen A. Smith of track. Let him have it.
He's been watching track for a decade and a month, guys.
God damn it. Been watching track more than a decade.
Well, but you're acting like you have 1 or 2 months worth of knowledge here when you're just saying there's no way she's going to come back. We've literally seen her come back from a disappointing championship performance and getting it
Yes.
together.
And I agree. I know she was great in 2016. She was great in 2021. I get it. But what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't last forever. There's an end point, and maybe that end point happened and we didn't know it. We weren't able to appreciate that we actually saw the end of the climb. I know, some people thought Tom Brady's end point was when he was 31 and he continued on for another 10 years of being great. So sometimes you fail at predicting the end points, but I think it's a fair question to want to know, like, seeing the depth of the women's 200 internationally, knowing that Shelly Ann is still being Shelly Ann, and knowing that, like, she's not having that great of a year this year, you kind of like start thinking, like, wait, was the greatest runner we've ever seen last year? Was that it for it? Like, that's a question that I think about. Maybe I'm the only one on earth thinking it, though.
Do you think the 200 was good last year?
Yeah.
Okay, and who won?
She did.
Yeah. So she can do it. She's done it before. Sharika Jackson and Shelly Ann, like they're not like at the beginning of their career, right? Either. So it's not like any of these people are like, oh my gosh, there's this emergent force coming up that's going to dominate for sure the next like 5 to 10 years. And you throw in the injuries can happen and unpredictable things can happen. I think, in one of these 3 championships, she's going to get it right and things are going to break that way again. And she doesn't need to run 10:54 to do it. She just needs to get back some of the form that she had in the Olympic year. And if it was injuries this year, it was injuries. I just think the fact that she's running Commonwealth is like a good sign, because I think if you were going to be cautious, even a little bit cautious, the first meet you'd miss would be Commonwealth Games. Because that just seems
Sorry, England.
Well, that's just how professional. That's just how professional. There were 9 guys in the 10,000. 9. That's it. It's just how professional track athletes think. I mean, maybe some people are valuing a lot, putting a lot of weight on it, but usually, if you're playing it safe or you're worried about an injury, that's the first thing that you're going to cut. You'd put your energy on the Diamond League.
Okay.
Jermaine says you're a prisoner of the moment. That's also another good one. Recency bias, prisoner of the moment. We're getting it all.
We all love to live in the moment.
Someone says one thing about Gordon, he's going to shoot off bad takes and lose money. Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji.
I didn't lose money this year. Made $600. So
see, so things can change year to year, is what you're saying, because you lost money at the Olympics and then you're able to bounce back.
I lost $277 at the Olympics. I made $600, so I'm up lifetime over 2 years.